folks, and welcome back. I'm out on the river today in my new boat, the latest addition to the fleet, my new Packrafting, inspired by my Norway and Sweden trip. I went ahead and bought one, and I'm just battling along the river Waveney at the moment. I've just got stuck in some duckweed. This thing is great when the water is clear, when the water's open. As soon as you hit the weeds, there's just so much friction because it's flat bottomed and, you know, flexible. You kind of grind to a halt. So it was a bit of a battle through the through the vegetation. We're at the end of November now, and I was kind of hoping that a lot of this greenery would have died back from the river, but there's still a lot about. But hey ho, never mind. I'm out for the night. I've got a tent that I wanted to try, a new tent. So I'm heading to a favourite little spot that I haven't been to for ages, and just going to have a nice little overnighter, have a fire, just chill out and relax, and enjoy a bit of time out. But first I've got to get there. I've got to my camp spot for the night, and I'm sure some of you may recognise this place from older videos. The old creaky willow tree behind me there. Love this place, been coming here for years. Used to bring the kids here when they were little on little camping trips and canoe trips. Yeah, fantastic, and I haven't been back here for ages. So it's nice to be here, and nice that tree is still standing. That's had a split down the middle of it for years, and it just won't go over. Other people have been here since the last time I was here. You know, other people do use this area. There's the remains of a kind of lean-to shelter over in the trees over there with a thatched roof and some kind of nice woven walls. Somebody's been having fun. I'm going to get myself set up in a minute. I've got a new tent to try, which I'm excited about. It's a super lightweight backpacking tent, and then I'll get some firewood organised and get myself all set up for the evening and comfortable. This is my accommodation for tonight. This is the new Tetra tent from OneTigris, and it's a four-sided pyramid lightweight backpacking tent, and it's got this interesting wedge shape at the bottom here. There's a raised back wall that runs along the back of the tent here, which provides ventilation, and that, along with the vents at the top, one at the back and one at the front, are supposed to cut out condensation completely. And we'll see how that works tonight. And you can see the mesh panel along the back there. It also gives you a little bit more head height so that the fabric isn't touching your face while you sleep. And there's this kind of raised flap here, which keeps the wind off your face while you sleep, but still allows air to come in. It's not sitting perfectly well at the moment because the ground here is really uneven. I've kind of done the best I can. I did pitch this tent at home, and it sat a lot better with that, you know, that panel there sitting a lot tighter. But because the ground is uneven, I just can't get it right. You don't get a pole with this tent. You're supposed to use a walking stick, you know, a walking pole, or cut a stick or whatever. But I found that my Packraft paddle fitted perfectly if I took the blades off. It just sits in there and it's adjustable. It's got a little adjustable toggly job thing there in the middle there. It's nice and spacious in here. There's enough room for two people plus gear. So if you're backpacking, you can put your rucksacks inside the tent there, and you've still got enough room there to cook by the door if you're careful. Obviously there's only going to be me in here tonight, so I'm going to have plenty of space. I can bring all my gear in and it'll all be good, except that I forgot my ground sheet. Bit of a schoolboy error when I was packing, just completely forgot to put it in. This tent doesn't have a ground sheet. It's one of the ways they can keep the weight down. So I'm just going to have to cobble something together with what I've got. There is a bigger version of this tent which has a built-in kind of sleeping compartment, if you like, mesh fronted with a ground sheet all built in. And that one comes with a pole. It's taller than this one, it's 1.6 meters, so you can't use a walking pole with it, which is why they supply the pole. But obviously extra fabric and the pole bumps the weight of it up, so I think that's just over 2 kilograms, 2.2 maybe, something like that. But other than that, it's the same spec as this, 20D, sil nylon, and all the same features, except it has got that inner tent. I managed to get everything packed into my dry bag here, which is only a 35 litre bag, but I managed to pack everything in, and I even packed a couple of luxuries like my chair and my coffee pot. Managed to get them in, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's you know, it's really light, it's really compact. That was kind of the point of, you know, getting a Packraft, was just to see how light I could do this sort of trip. You know, in the canoe I could just bring almost endless amounts of gear, heavy stuff, it doesn't matter, you know. Once I've carried it and put it in the canoe and there aren't any portages, it's fine. But yeah, packrafting is yeah, it's a different thing altogether. So I'm really pleased I managed to get everything in there. I should be comfortable enough. I even would have had enough room to put my ground sheet in had I remembered it. But hey, there you go. I'm just using the dry bag as part of my ground sheet. I've got a small sit mat. I've also got my my buoyancy aid, my PFD, which I'll use as well. I'll spread that out, and that will just keep my my sleeping mat off the ground. This is, you know, I don't want to puncture this. Well, that's not perfect, but it'll do for tonight's sleeping arrangement. It's the best I could do, really. I'm not going to get my sleeping bag out just yet because that will just get damp. So I'll get that out of the bag later on and set that up when it's time for bed. I'm going to go and gather some firewood. The day is pressing on, and if I'm not careful, I'm going to run out of daylight. It gets dark really early this time of year, and I don't want to get caught out. At least if I just bring it over here, I can chop it up later, even if I'm losing the light a bit. Apologies for background noise. You might be able to hear the road. There's a road about half a mile away from here, which often you can't hear, depends which way the wind is blowing, but today you definitely can. So if you can hear the odd motorbike and just the rumble of traffic in the background, that's what that is. You know, I can't do anything about that. I live on a small island and we have a big population. You just can't get away from roads, really. You know, we're not fortunate to have, you know, millions of square miles of wilderness. I've just been trying to saw through those big branches with my Laplander here, and I'm having trouble. The saw is just binding and it's really hard to get through. And then I noticed that one side of the saw blade is all nice and black, how it should be with the paint on, and the other side is completely worn off. So I think the blade must be twisted slightly. I can't really see, but then my eyesight's terrible. But that might explain why it's wearing away on one side. There's obviously friction against the wood there, and it's causing it to bind, so I can't pull the saw through. So I'm having to sort of saw, turn it a bit, saw a bit more, turn it a bit, saw it more till I can snap it. Yeah. I'm going to use some of these fire plugs to get the fire going this evening. They're like a almost cotton wool, waxy sort of fire starter, and I've got 3 of them, so hopefully they'll take a spark. You just kind of twist them and they kind of pull apart like cotton wool. I'll land a few sparks on there and see what happens. Oh, there we go. I think I lit all of them at once. It's 5:30 and I'm getting pretty hungry, so I'm going to have dinner. I'm having beef stroganoff and noodles. This was very kindly sent to me by Alex and Gina, thank you very much. It's one of these big triple serving Mountain House dehydrated meals from the States. Really looking forward to this. And in we go. Get a good old mix up. I bought my little Reflectix cozy, put it in. I've got to leave these for 10 minutes, so that will just keep it all nice and hot while it rehydrates. And I'm going to get some more water on for a little hot chocolate before dinner. Whoa. Whoa. I might have got a bit heavy on the rum. Nice and warming though. It has got chilly since that sun's set. The temperature has dropped, and yeah, it's nice and warm by the fire. But as soon as you step away, you notice a big difference. It's a clear sky, so it will be a chilly one, I'm sure. Although it will be clouding over at some point because we're due for heavy rain in the morning. I think I'm going to probably be waking up to rain, and it's heavy rain for most of the morning, so that'll be my paddle home. But never mind, I've got the tent, so you know, I can make coffee and make breakfast and stuff in the shelter of the tent, which would be good. Cool. Look at that. Noodles and beef. Lovely. I've just made myself another special hot chocolate because that first one was so good. I thought I'd get on and do the prize draw for the Indian fire bowl. I did a giveaway in my Land Rover Overnighter video a few weeks ago, so I think I'm going to get my phone out and we'll pick a winner and see who I need to send that cat eye fire bowl to. I'm going to use Comment Picker, which is a website that picks random comments out of YouTube comment sections. So I'll just put the URL of the giveaway video in here, and then I can select various filters. So I'll just go to YouTube and go to my channel. Might be a little bit slow because I'm out here and haven't got a very good signal. So it's that video there, the off-road Land Rover woodland camp. Come on. There we go. Share, copy link, and then if I go back to here, I should be able to paste it in. So that's the URL of that video. Then I want to filter comments based on a specific text, and the word will be fire. I want to filter duplicate users just to make it fair. I've then got to do a little bit of maths here. 4 plus 1 is 5, and then get my comments. So it's just going through them at the moment. 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Slurp of rum. 1800, 1900, 2000, 2200, 300. Okay, so there are about 2,300 comments it looked like, and the number of unique comments with that word in is 1,989. Right then, let's pick a winner. Good luck, everybody. We've got Alex LV, and his comment is, reminded me of Keith Floyd drinking more wine than went in the pot. Don't remember him cooking with fire though. Thanks for another great vid. Well done, Alex, you are the winner. If you send me an email at simonablokeintthewoods@gmail.com, we can have a chat. I can get your details and get that sent off to you ASAP, so you can be cooking with fire. And thank you to everybody else for taking part in the competition. Well, I've got my sleeping bag out and just lofted it up a bit and put it on top of my my thermarest in there, ready for bed. I'm not going to be too long. It's not that late. I think it's just about 9 o'clock. It's probably not even 9 o'clock. But you know, the evenings are long this time of year, and yeah, I've sat here and I've enjoyed the fire for a bit, but I'm starting to get a bit chilly, even with the fire, which is not very hot. This this area where I am, it's mainly alder and willow, neither of which are very good burning woods. Really, they're not very hot, and yeah, they don't give out huge amounts of comfort, really. I mean, it's all right. It's wood, you know, it burns. It's fire, but yeah, oak is a lot better, that's for sure. But no, I'm gonna get things straight here, get things organised. I'm gonna have to get everything inside the tent, just because that rain is going to come in the early hours, and I don't want everything getting wet. So I'll make sure everything is under cover. I'll turn the packraft upside down so it doesn't just collect water like a paddling pool, and I'm going to get myself tucked up in bed and get off to sleep, ready to face the rain and my paddle home tomorrow. Good night, folks, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning folks. I had a big night's sleep. Slept for about 11 hours. not unbroken. I did wake up a few times with the rain, and I needed a pee at about 4:30, so I got up for that. But yeah, slept pretty well. The rain has eased off for the time being. Seems to be coming in fits and starts. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a lull, which is quite nice. So I've just made myself a cup of coffee, and yeah, I'd like to say I'm enjoying it. I bought a new coffee pot, a little Esbit backpacker coffee pot, but I'm not very impressed with it. It's leaking at the spout where it joins onto the main body, and the coffee that it makes is not very strong. I like really strong coffee, and there's just not enough space where you put the coffee in the top of the coffee pot. There's not enough space to get enough coffee in there for my liking, to be honest. But that's just the way it is. It's still coffee. It's just, you know, it's just not rocket fuel. I'm going to make some breakfast. I've just put some water on to boil. I'm going to have porridge, apple and blueberry porridge. I buy those instant porridge pots from the supermarket and just empty 2 of them into one of these foil packets. You can buy these on Amazon and places like that. And I know I've just got to add 300 millilitres of hot water. The milk is already in it because it's instant porridge, and yeah, it's really easy. I'm going to eat it out of the packet, and I can just take the foil packet out, and you know the rubbish is tiny. In fact, the packet to bring it in is only tiny, so it's ideal for a kind of lightweight breakfast. Leave that for a couple of minutes to do its thing. Well, that's me all packed away and cleared up. I've tidied up my fire area, and it's a bit muddy and trampled where I've been, you know, where I've been walking around and sitting, but in the springtime that'll all grow back up and it'll be back to normal. It's been nice to try out my new tent. Looking forward to using that on backpacking trips. I think it'll be a good option. It's nice and spacious, very lightweight, and great to try out my packraft as well. Been excited to try that out on a little trip. You know, inspired by the packrafters I saw in Norway and Sweden. Really wanted to give one a try, and yeah, it's good. Even though it was quite hard work getting through that sort of thick vegetation, it was almost like grass growing across the across the river. I think that would have been tough going in any boat, to be honest, but it managed it. and I got through. Yeah, it's comfortable, and it's definitely less splashy than the one I borrowed off Martin that time when we did our pack rafting trip. You may have seen that video. Yeah, it's been a nice camp. The weather stayed off mostly. We didn't have the really heavy rain that they forecast, although there is still time on my paddle home. I put my waterproofs on. I've got a waterproof jacket and waterproof trousers, so if it does chuck it down, I should stay reasonably dry. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.